Now that we have the part done, we can do our center marks and dimensions. So you want to always do the center marks first, dimensions second. Now switch, before you start the center marks, you can make sure you're on center layer. And then if you click on the annotate tab, there's a nice tool right here called center mark, which will do them for you. So I click my center mark tool, and watch this. I just click on all my circles. Nice and easy. Done. So center marks are on there. So now I'm going to go back to, that was this again, the center mark tool on the annotate tab. So I'm going to go back to home. I'm now going to switch to dimensions, or dimension layer. And I want to make sure I have my drawing out so I can see what dimensions I'm going to put on here. You want to remember your spacing about 3/8 away of an inch. Try to line things up nice. Don't cover up your center marks. So use that as a guide. So I'm going to start with, again, you're going to use a linear for these. So if I'm starting in this bottom left corner, I know that from this point to, I'm going to go here, is 0.375. And if I turn my snap on, I can go 1, 2, 3 snaps to the left would be the 3/8 space. And then the next one would be from, and I'll turn, let's see if I can get, I might have to turn my snap, I can get it there. So from there to 0.875, from here to here is 0.875. So again, turning snap on and off, it jumps with the grid, which is 1/8 of an inch. So you may have to turn that on and off at some points to help you. Next one is going to be 1 inch. So from right here to right there is 1 inch. They're lined up nice. Now I got to do the 3-inch one on the outside, which is just the corners of the, I guess go down to here. And I'll put that one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about right here is good. So there's the vertical dimensions on the side. I got to do the ones on the bottom. Generally do the ones on the inside first. So here I'll start with the 375, the 25, then these, then those. So start in and work your way out. So from here, I'm going to do the 0.375. Something you don't want to do would be this, like click here to here and bring it down. Yeah, it's 0.375. However, you can see that I totally covered up my visible line with the green, and I can't see my part anymore. And I lost my corner here because if I click on this dimension, see where my grips are? So you want to make sure you don't cover up your part. So if I redo this, I would, instead of clicking up here, I want to click down here. And then I'll click this, and then don't click at the middle of the center point, click at the bottom of it somewhere. Then you bring it down 3/8 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3. And some of the smaller dimensions, they're kind of, they squeeze them in there, that's fine. And then I also have to do the 0.25 on this side. So that would be from here to there. Bring that one down. And this one, you can even bring it, you can drag it. That's probably, yeah, that's doesn't look too good because it's overlapping. So I'm going to actually slide it outside, which is fine too. Another option. And I could do that with this one too if I wanted. I could just use the grip to kind of move it. See, right now it's in. I can click on the grip and move it out. The next ones I got to do are the 0.75 from here to here. Zoom in on that from here to here. And I'm going to go down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about right there. And then I have the 0.5, which is from here to there. Bring that one down. Same thing, if you want, you could click on this 0.5 and move it to the outside by changing the grip or dragging the grip out. And then I have the 3 along the bottom, which are down here. So I'm going to get a dimension. I go from this point to here. I'm going to bring that down. Let's see, I would go 1, 2, 3 to about right here. Same thing, I think I'll leave that outside. And then I go from here to, we'll go right here. We're going to go just below the 0.75, making sure I'm lined up so I don't overlap that 0.75 dimension. And then same thing, I go from here. See, if I go up to, here, I guess would work. Or right there, maybe I'll go down to there, and then 1.5. So again, do your best to line them up. Try not to overlap. make sure you can see all your corners. You're not covering up the white parts or the center marks. So that looks pretty decent on the bottom. The right side, I just have one dimension. It looks like from here to this center point here. And then I also got to put the 1 inch dimension in from here to there. You can even do this. You can click this and move this grip over just a little bit just to get rid of some of that green. When you're doing circles, you're going to use radius or diameter. So this one's a radius. And then the one above it is a diameter. And then double check everything. I know we still got to do the ones on the top here. Let's do the 5 inch one up here on the very top. That looks, actually we're going to have to let's do the 0.833 first. We'll do that one first. We'll go here to here. And because I have a long line of those, I could do this. I did one with a linear. I can go to annotate, and I can actually use this tool here called continue. So you could put a bunch of linears on there, or you can use the continue and actually watch this. See how you just click and it kind of does it for you. That works well there because they're all the same. And then hit escape to get out of the last one. So that was, again, annotate. I did one linear, and then I went to annotate, and I used this continue to keep going with the rest of them. Now I can go back and do that 5 inch one on top. We'll put it right there. And then there was also this 1 inch dimension, which we added. That one was missing right there. So again, double check, make sure you have everything on there. The last thing would be the 1/4 inch 5 holes. For that one, I'm going to use Q leader. So watch how I do Q leader. So that's going to be a QL for Q leader. I hit enter. Specify my first point where I want the leader to go. And sometimes here you might want to turn off the snap because you want to get roughly at 45 degrees. And I'm going to go about right here and then right there. So that's my leader line. Then it's going to ask you the text width or the size of the text. It's always 0.125. That's the height of it. Now I type in what I want it to say. Now you'll notice there's a dimension or diameter symbol. The code for that is %C because there's no diameter symbol on the keyboard, right? So I'm going to type in %C. And that tells AutoCAD I want a diameter symbol. Type in 0.250 and then 5 holes, all capital letters, then hit enter twice. And then if it kind of stacks it like that, you can always double click it and kind of drag this like that. I'll go with 2. And then I can click the green check mark to close. Last thing is for this drawing, I want you to set it up on ANSI Landscape. So again, this is model space. We did all of our work in model space. Now, if we were going to print this out, we need to set it up in one of the layouts. So for this one, let's use ANSI Landscape. And you notice the drawing is not in there. So I have to double click inside the viewport. The viewport is the red border. So I'm going to double click inside of here. And you can see now the viewport is selected. So now I'm going to double click the wheel on the mouse. The wheel on the mouse gives me a zoom all. You can see I got a bunch of these on here from different demos. So I'm just going to scroll over. Yours should pop up to just the one you have. Kind of zoom in on it a little bit. Center it. Do your best to center it. Also, very important, this is 1:1 scale. So if you look down here, I'm at 1.024. I need to click that arrow, and all the way at the top is 1:1. Make sure you set it to 1:1. See how I changed it a little bit. Now it's perfect 1:1. Now be careful, because if you zoom it out, now I just screwed it up. See, now I'm at 0.62. So I got to go back and set it to 1:1. Carefully pan it so it's still 1:1, but it's centered. Once you get it set, it's 1:1. Centered, click in the gray space to get out of the viewport. See, now I have the whole sheet of paper. And then I just type in my title. Double click to edit all the X's. So this is now CAD 2. You're going to put drawn by. You're going to put your name in there. Put your name. Period is going to be, we'll just say 1, or whatever period you are in. Seat, I'm just going to put 1. Again, that'll be your seat number. or if you're remote, I guess you could just put an R in there is fine. Drawing number, let's start fresh here with CAD 2. So this is drawing number 1. The next one we do is 2, 3, and so on. So you just kind of keep a running total. The scale on this is going to be 1:1. Title, all capital letters, flat plate. And then today's date happens to be the January 12th. Okay, so that completes the flat plate drawing. Make sure you save it before you log out.